Bandeham Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Scha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shivishakam Vitam Scha Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Guraganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Varatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Bande Vishwa Gurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pranam Devam Divyatanam Suchandabaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambudim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shivanam Madhika Sharanam Yashishra Shridharam Vanchakopatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavenibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauravati Vishe Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Antya-lila chapter 7, Lord Chaitanya meets Vallabha Bhatta. And I'll start with verse number 61. Aradin sab Vaishnava Prabhustane Aila sab Sane Mahaprabhu Bhate Milaila. The next day, when all the Vaishnavas came to the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, the Lord introduced Vallabha Bhatta to them all. Vaishnaver Teja Deki Bhattera Chamatkar Tasabar Age Bhatta Kadyota Akar. He was surprised to see the brilliance of their faces. Indeed, among them, Vallabha Bhatta seemed just like a glowworm. Tabe Bhatta Bahu Mahaprasad Anaila Ganasaha Mahaprabhure Bhojana Koraila. Then Vallabha Bhatta brought in a great quantity of Lord Jagannath's Mahaprasadam and sumptuously fed Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu and his associates. Paramananda Puri Sange Sanyasiragan Egdike Vaishesab Korite Bojan. All the sannyasi associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, headed by Paramananda Puri, sat on one side and thus partook of the prasadam. Advaita Nityananda Rai Parshve Duijan Madhye Mahaprabhu Vasila Age Pache Bhaktagan. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu sat in the midst of the devotees. Advaitacharya and Lord Nityananda each sat on one side of the Lord. The other devotees sat in front of the Lord and behind him. Gurara Bhakta Jata Kohite Pari Angane Basila Sab Hoya Shari Shari. The devotees from Bengal, who I'm unable to count, all sat down in lines in the courtyard. Prabhura Bhaktagan Deki Bhattera Chamatkar Pratyeke Sabar Pare Koila Namaskar. When Vallabha Bhatta saw all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, he was greatly surprised. And in devotion, he offered his obeisances at the lotus feet of each and every one of them. Swarup Jagannananda Kashishvar Shankar Pariveshna Kore Ara Raghava Damodar. Swarup Damodar, Jagannananda, Kashishvar, and Shankar, along with Raghava and Damodar Pandit, took charge of distributing the prasadam. Mahaprasad Vallabha Bhatta Bahu Anaila Prabhu Saha Sanyasigan Bhojane Basila. Vallabha Bhatta had brought a large quantity of Mahaprasadam offered to Lord Jagannath. Thus all the sannyasis sat down to eat with Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Prasad Pai Vaishnava Gana Bole Hari 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 Dwani ute sab brahmanda bari. Accepting the prasadam, all the Vaishnavas chanted the holy names, Hari, Hari. The rising vibration of the holy name of Hari filled the entire universe. Mala Chandana, Gubaka, Paya, Aneka, Anila, Sabhuja, Koribata, Anandita, Hoila. When all the Vaishnavas had finished eating, Vallabha Bhatta brought a large quantity of garlands, sandalwood pulp, spices, and betel. He worshipped the devotees very respectfully and became extremely happy. Ratachatra Dine Prabhu Kirtana Arambila Purvavat Sat Sampradaya Pritag Korila. On the day of the car festival, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu began the congregational chanting. As he had done previously, he divided all the devotees into 7 groups. Advaita Nityananda Haridas Prakeshwar, Srivas Raghava Pandit Gadadhar, Shatajan Shatatai, Korana Nartan, Haribo Boli Prabhu Korana Brahman. 7 devotees, Advaita, Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Prakeshwara, Srivas Thakur, Raghava Pandit, and Gadadhar Pandit formed 7 groups and began dancing. 7 devotees, Advaita, Nityananda, Haridas Thakur, Prakeshwara, Srivas Thakur, Raghava Pandit, and Gadadhar Pandit formed 7 groups and began dancing. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, chanting Haribol, wandered from one group to another. Choda Madala Bhaje Ucha Sankirtan Ek Nartakera Preme Masila Bhuvan. 14 mridangas resounded with the loud congregational chanting, and in each group was a dancer whose dance of ecstatic love inundated the entire world. Deki Vallabha Bhatta Hoila Chamatkar Anande Bibala Nahi Apana Sambhal. Seeing all this, Vallabha Bhatta was completely astonished. He was overwhelmed by transcendental bliss and lost himself. Tabe Mahaprabhu Sabar Nritya Rakila Purvavat Apane Nritya Korite Lagila. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu stopped the dancing of the others, and as he had done previously, he personally began to dance. Prabhu's Saundarya Deki Ara Premodoi Eta Sankat Krishna Vatera Hoila Nischoy. Prabhura Saundarya Deki Ara Premodoi Eta Sakat Krishna Vatera Hoila Nischoy. Seeing the beauty of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu and the awakening of his ecstatic love, Vallabha Bhatta concluded, here is Lord Krishna without a doubt. Eta Mata Rata Jatra Sakale Dekila Prabhura Charitre Bhatter Chamatkara Hoila. Thus Vallabha Bhatta witnessed the car festival. The car festival means Ratha Yatra. He was simply astonished by the characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Jatra Nantare Bhatta Jai Mahaprabhu Stane Prabhu Charane Kichu Koila Nivedane. One day after the festival was over, Vallabha Bhatta went to the abode of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu and submitted a request at the lotus feet of the Lord. Bhagavater Tikka Kichu Kori Ache Likan Apane Mahaprabhu Jare Korana Shravan. I have written some commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he said. Would your lordship kindly hear it? Prabhu Kohe Bhagavatarta Bhujite Napari Bhagavatarta Kshuniteyami Nahi Adhikari. The Lord replied, I do not understand the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Indeed, I am not a suitable person to hear its meaning. Bhashi Krishna Nama Matra Koriye Grahane Shankya Nama Purna Mora Nahe Ratridine. I simply sit and try to chant the holy name of Krishna, and although I chant all day and night, I nevertheless cannot complete the chanting of my prescribed number of rounds. Bhatta kohe Krishna namer arta vyakyane vistara koriyachi taha koraha shravane. Vallabha Bhatta said, I have tried to describe elaborately the meaning of Krishna's holy name. Kindly hear the explanation. Prabhu kohe Krishna namer bahu arta namani Shama Sundar Yashoda Nandan E Matrajani. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu replied, I do not accept many different meanings for the holy name of Krishna. I know only that Lord Krishna is Shama Sundar and Yashoda Nandan. That's all I know. Tamala Shamala Twishi Shri Yashoda Stanam Daye Krishna Namno Rudir Iti Sarva Shastra Vinir Nayaha. The only purport of the holy name is that he is dark blue like a tamal tree and is the son of Mother Yashoda. This is the conclusion of all revealed scriptures. This is a verse from the Nama Kaumudi. Eartami matra janiye nirdar arasarva arte mor nahi adhikar. I conclusively know these two names, Sham Sundar and Yashoda Nandan. I do not understand any other meanings, nor have I the capacity to understand them. Valgu praya bhatter namadi sabhavyakya Sarvagya Prabhujani Tore Korana Upeka. Being omniscient, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu could understand that Vallabha Bhatta's explanations of Krishna's name in Srimad Bhagavatam were useless. Therefore, he did not care about them. Bhimana Hoya Bhatta Gela Nijagar Prabhu Vishaye Bhakti Kichu Hoila Antar. When Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu rigidly declined to hear his explanation, Vallabha Bhatta went home feeling morose. His faith in the Lord and devotion to him changed. Tabe Bhatta Gela Pandita Gosaira Tai Nanamate Priti Kore Ashajai. Thereafter, Vallabha Bhatta went to the home of Gadadhar Pandit. He kept coming and going, showing affection in various ways, and thus maintained a relationship with him. Prabhura Upekaya Sab Nila Chalerjan Bhattera Vyakyana Kichu Nakore Shravan. Because Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu did not take Vallabha Bhatta very seriously, none of the people in Jagannath Puri would hear any of his explanations. Lajita Hoila Bhatta Hoila Apamane Dukita Hoya Gela Panditera Stane. Ashamed, insulted, and unhappy, Vallabha Bhatta went to Gadadhar Pandit. Donya Kore Kohen Nilun Tomara Sharan Tumi Kripa Kore Raka Amara Jivan. Approaching him with great humility, Vallabha Bhatta said, I have taken shelter of you, my dear sir. Kindly be merciful to me and save my life. Krishna Nama Vyakya Jade Koraha Shravan Tabe Mora Laja Panka Hoy Prakalan. Please hear my explanation of the meaning of Lord Krishna's name. In that way, the mud of the shame that has come upon me will be washed away. Sankate Padila Pandit Koraye Samshai Ki Kori Bena Eko Koritena Parinishjai. Thus, Pandita Gosai, that's Gadadhar Pandit, thus Pandita Gosai fell into a dilemma. He was in such doubt that he could not decide alone what to do. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu did not take Vallabha Bhatta very seriously. Therefore, Pandita Gosai or Gadadhar Pandit or Gadadhar Gosai fell into perplexity. What would be his position if he heard Vallabha Bhatta's explanation of Sri Krishna's name? Certainly Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu would be displeased. Therefore Gadadhar Pandit Gosai could not make a decision. Jajapi Pandita Arana Koila Angikar Bhattajai Tabu Pare Kore Malatkar. Although Gadadhar Pandit Gosai did not want to hear it, Vallabha Bhatta began to read his explanation with great force. Abhijatye Pandita Korite Nare Nishedana E Sangate Raka Krishna Loyana Sharan. Because Vallabha Bhatta was a learned Brahmin, Gadadhar Pandit could not forbid him. Thus he began to think of Lord Krishna. My dear Lord Krishna, he requested, please protect me in this danger. I have taken shelter of you. Antarjami Prabhu Jani Bena Moran Man Tare Baya Nahikachu Vishama Taragan. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu is present in everyone's heart, and he will certainly know my mind. Therefore I do not fear him. His associates, however, are extremely critical. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu exists in everyone's heart. Therefore, he would know the circumstances under which Pandita Gosai agreed to hear Vallabha Bhatta's explanations, and certainly he would not be angry. However, the Vaishnavas who were always with Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu might not understand Gadadhar Pandit's inner consciousness, and they might accuse him of having compromised with Vallabha Bhatta despite his having been neglected by Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Gadadhar Pandit Gosai was seriously thinking this way. Jajapi vichare panditer nahi kichudosh tatape praboragana tare kore pranoy rosh. Although Gadadhar Pandit Gosai was not in the least at fault, some of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu's devotees showed affectionate anger toward him. Pratyaha Vallabha Bhatta Aishe Prabhustane Udrahare Pray Kore Acharjadi Sane. Every day Vallabha Bhatta would come to the place of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu to engage in unnecessary arguments with Advaitacharya and other great personalities, such as Swarup Damodar. Jaikachu Koribata Siddhanta Stapan Shunite Acharya Taha Korana Kandan. Whatever conclusions Vallabha Bhatta eagerly presented were refuted by personalities like Advaitacharya. Acharjati Age Bhatta Jahe Jabe Jai Rajahamsa Madhye Jena Rohe Bakaprai. Whenever Vallabha Bhatta entered the society of devotees headed by Advaitacharya, he was like a duck in a society of white swans. Egdin Bhatta Puchila Acharjare Jiva Prakriti Pati Kore Manaye Krishnare. One day Vallabha Bhatta said to Advaitacharya, every living entity is female Prakriti and considers Krishna her husband, Pati. Pati Bratahoya Patir Nama Nahiloy Tomara Krishna Nama Laha Kon Dharma Hoy. It is the duty of a chaste wife devoted to her husband not to utter her husband's name, but all of you chant the name of Krishna. How can this be called a religious principle? Acharya Kohe Age Tomar Dharma Murtiman Ihare Pujaha Iha Koribena Ihar Samadan. Advaitacharya responded, in front of you is Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, the personification of religious principles. You should ask him, for he will give you the proper answer. Shuni Prabhu Kohen Tumi Najan Dharma Marma Swami Agya Pale E Patibrata Dharma. Hearing this, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu said, "My dear Vallabha Bhatta, you do not know religious principles. Actually, the first duty of a chaste wife is to carry out the order of her husband. Patir agya nirantara tara namaloite patira agya pati vratana pare langite." The order of Krishna is to chant his name incessantly. Therefore, one who is chaste and adherent to the husband Krishna must chant the Lord's name, for she cannot deny the husband's order. Ateva namaloi namera falapai namera fale Krishna pare prema upajai. Following this religious principle, a pure devotee of Lord Krishna always chants the holy name. As a result of this, he gets the fruit of ecstatic love for Krishna. Shunya Vallabha Bhatta hoila nirbachan garijai mane duke korana chintan. Hearing this, Vallabha Bhatta was speechless. He returned home greatly unhappy and began to consider thus: Nityamar e sabai hoya kakapat ek dina upare jade hoy morabat tabe sukha hoy ara sablajya jai swapachana stapite ami ki kori upai. Every day I am defeated in this assembly. If by chance I am one day victorious, that will be a great source of happiness for me, and all my shame will go away. But what means shall I adopt to establish my statements? Every day I am defeated in this assembly. If by chance I am one day victorious, that will be a great source of happiness for me, and all my shame will go away. But what means shall I adopt to establish my statements? Aradin ashe basila prabore namaskori sabate kohen kichu mane garvakori. The next day, when he came to the assembly of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, he sat down after offering obeisances to the Lord and said something with great pride. Bhagavate Swamir Vyakhyana Koryachi Kandan Loitena Paritara Vyakhyana Bachan. In my commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, he said, I have refuted the explanations of Sridhar Swami. I cannot accept his explanations. Say Vyakya Koran Jahan Jay Padayani Ek Vyakat Ek Vyak. Say Vyakya Koran Jahan Jay Padayani Padayani Ek Vakyata Nahitate Swami Nahimani. Whatever Sridhar Swami reads, he explains according to the circumstances. Therefore, he is inconsistent in his explanations and cannot be accepted as an authority. Prabhu Hase Kohe Swami Namane Jejan Vesharabitare Tare Horye Ganan. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu smilingly replied, one who does not accept the Swami, husband, as an authority, I consider a prostitute. So in Bengali, the woman calls her husband her Swami. So it's as a play on, or using the name Sridhar Swami Mahaprabhu, when Vallabha Bhatta says, I do not accept the commentaries of Sridhar Swami, then Mahaprabhu says, one who does not accept the Swami, husband, as an authority, I consider a prostitute. So he's refuting Vallabha Bhatta's commentary, saying, if you don't accept Sridhar Swami, you're no better than a prostitute. So it's very, Mahaprabhu smilingly says this. It's a very, very strong comment, a refutation of Vallabha Bhatta. Eta kohe Mahaprabhu mona darila shunya savar mane santosha hoila. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became very grave. All the devotees present derived great satisfaction from hearing this statement. Jagatera hita lagi gora avatar antarer abhimana janena tahar. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu descended as an incarnation for the benefit of the entire world. Thus he knew the mind of Vallabha Bhatta very well. Nana avagyane bhate shodana bhagavan Krishna jaiche kandilena indrara abhiman. By various hints and refutations, Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of God, had corrected Vallabha Bhatta exactly as Krishna had cut down the false pride of Indra. Indra, the king of heaven, was very proud of his position. Therefore, when the residents of Vrindavan decided not to perform the Indra Yagya, but instead to perform the Govardhan Yagya in accordance with the instructions of Krishna, Indra became, because of his false pride, wanted to chastise the residents of Vrindavan. Thinking himself extremely powerful, Indra poured incessant rain upon Vrindavan, but Lord Krishna immediately cut down his pride by lifting Govardhan Hill as an umbrella to save the residents in Vrindavan. In this way, Krishna proved Indra's power most insignificant in the presence of his own omnipotence. Agya jiva nija hite ahita korimane garva churna hoile pache ugade nayane. An ignorant living being does not recognize his actual profit. Because of ignorance and material pride, he sometimes considers profit a loss, but when his pride is cut down, he can actually see his true benefit. Gare ashi ratriye bhata chintite lagila purve prayage more mahakripa koila. Returning home that night, Vallabha Bhatta thought, previously at Prayag, Lord Chaitanya was very kind to me. Swagana sahite mora manila nimantran evekene prabhur mote fire gelaman. He accepted my invitation with his other devotees, and he was kind to me. Why has he now changed so much here at Jagannath Puri? Ami jiti egarva shunya hauka iharchita ishvara swabhava koren sabakarahita. Being very proud of my learning, I am thinking, let me become victorious. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, however, is trying to purify me by nullifying this false pride. For a characteristic of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead is that he acts for everyone's welfare. Apana janaite ame kore abhiman se garva kandaite mora korana apaman. I am falsely proud, advertising myself as a learned scholar. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu insults me just to favor me by cutting down this false pride. Amarahita koran iho amimani duk Krishnera upare koila jena indra mahamurka. He is actually acting for my benefit, although I interpret his actions as insults. This is exactly like the incident in which Lord Krishna cut down Indra, the great puffed up fool, to correct him. Eta chinti pratyashe prabhuracharane donya kori stuti kori loila sharane. Thinking in this way, Vallabha Bhatta approached Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu the next morning, and in great humility, offering many prayers, he sought shelter and surrendered at the lotus feet of the Lord. Ami agya jiva agyochita karma koilun tomara age morka ame panditya prakashilun. Vallabha Bhatta admitted, I am a great fool, and indeed I have acted like a fool by trying to demonstrate my learning to you. Tumi Ishwara Nijo Chita Kripa Jay Korila Apamana Kori Sarva Garva Kandaila My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You have showed mercy to me in a way just befitting your position by insulting me to cut down all my false pride. Ami agya hitastane mane apamane indrajena krishnera ninda korila agyane. I am an ignorant fool, for I interpret as an insult what is meant for my benefit. In this way, I am just like King Indra, who out of ignorance tried to surpass Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Tomara kripa agyane ebe garva anjagela tumi ek kripa koila ebe jnana hoila. My dear Lord, you have cured the blindness of my false pride by smearing my eyes with the ointment of your mercy. You have bestowed so much mercy upon me that my ignorance is now gone. So this reminds one of the prayer, the prayer one offers to his spiritual master. Om Jnana Timarandasya Jnanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. When I was standing in the darkness of ignorance, my spiritual master, he illuminated that darkness with the torch of knowledge. My dear Lord, you have cured the blindness of my false pride by smearing my eyes with the ointment of your mercy. You have bestowed so much mercy upon me that my ignorance is now gone. Aparada koinu kama loinu sharan kripa kore mora na moramate daraha charan. My dear Lord, I have committed offenses. Please excuse me, I seek shelter of you. Please be merciful upon me by placing your lotus feet on my head. Prabhu kohe tumi pandit mahabhagavata duiguna jahan tahan nahi garva parvata. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu said, you are both a greatly learned scholar and a great devotee. Wherever there are two such attributes, there cannot be a mountain of false pride. Sridhar Swami Nindi Tija, Sridhar Swami Nindi Nija Tika Kora, Sridhar Swami Nahimana Geta Garvadara. You have dared criticize Sridhar Swami, and you have begun your own commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam, not accepting his authority. This is your false pride. Sridhar Swami Prasade Bhagavata Jani Jagat Guru Sridhar Swami Guru Korimani. Sridhar Swami is the spiritual master of the entire world, because by his mercy we can understand Srimad Bhagavatam. I therefore accept him as a spiritual master. Sridhar Upare Garbe Jaikichu Likibe Artavyasta Likanase Loke Namanibe. Whatever you might write due to false pride, trying to surpass Sridhar Swami would carry a contrary purport. Therefore, no one would pay attention to it. Srimad Bhagavatam has many tikas or commentaries following the parampara system, but Sridhar Swami is first. The commentaries of all the other acharyas follow his. The parampara system does not allow one to deviate from the commentaries of the previous acharyas. By depending upon the previous acharyas, one can write beautiful commentaries. However, one cannot defy the previous acharyas. The false pride that makes one think that he can write better than the previous acharyas will make one's comments faulty. At the present moment, it has become fashionable for everyone to write in his own way, but such writing is never accepted by serious devotees. Because of false pride, every scholar and philosopher wants to exhibit his learning by interpreting the Shastras, especially the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, in his own way. This system of commenting in one's own way is fully condemned by Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Therefore he says, Artavyasta Likana say. Commentaries written according to one's own philosophical way are never accepted. No one will accept such commentaries on the revealed scriptures. Sridhar Anugata Chekore Ligan Sablok Manyakore Koribe Grahan. One who comments on Srimad Bhagavatam following in the footsteps of Sridhar Swami will be honored and accepted by everyone. Sridhara Nugata Kora Bhagavata Vyakyan Abhimana Charibaja Krishna Bhagavan. Put forth your explanation of Srimad Bhagavatam following in the footsteps of Sridhar Swami. Giving up your false pride, worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Aparada Chari Kora Krishna Sankirtan Achirat Pabe Tabe Krishnara Charan. Abandoning your offenses, chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, the holy names of the Lord. Then very soon you will achieve shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. Bata Kohe Jadi More Hoila Prasana Ekdina Puna More Mana Nimantran. Vallabha Bhatta Acharya requested Mahaprabhu, if you are actually pleased with me, please accept my invitation once again. Prabhu Avatirna Hoila Jagat Tarite Manilena Nimantrana Tare Sukadite. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, who had descended to deliver the entire universe, accepted the invitation of Vallabha Bhatta just to give him happiness. Jagatara Hita Hauk E Prabhu Raman Danda Kore Kore Tara Hridoya Sadan. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu is always eager to see everyone in the material world happy. Therefore, sometimes he chastises someone just to purify his heart. Swagana Sahita Prabhur Nimantrana Koila Mahaprabhu Tare Tabe Prasana Hoila. When Vallabha Bhatta invited Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu and his associates, the Lord was very pleased with him. Jagadananda Panditer Shuddha Gadabhav Satyabhama Praya Prima Vamya Swabhav. Jagadananda Pandit's pure ecstatic love for Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu was very deep. It can be compared to the love of Satyabhama, who always quarreled with Lord Krishna. Barbar Pranoy Kolaha Kore Prabhu Sane Anyonye Katmati Chal Duijane. Jagadananda Pandit was accustomed to provoking loving quarrels with the Lord. There was always some disagreement between them. Gadadhar Panditer Shuddha Gadabhav Rukmini Devir Jaiche Dakina Swabhav. Gadadhar Pandit's pure ecstatic love for Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu was also very deep. It was like that of Rukmini Devi, who was always especially submissive to Krishna. Tara Pranoy Rosha Dekite Prabhur Icha Hoy Aishwarya Jnane Tara Rosha Nahi Upajoy. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu sometimes desired to see Gadadhar Pandit's affectionate anger, but because of his knowledge of the Lord's opulences, his anger was never invoked. Joking with Rukmini Devi in Dwarka, Krishna once advised her to accept another husband because he was unfit for her. Rukmini Devi, however, unable to understand his joking words, took them very seriously and immediately fell down to the ground in fear of separation from him. In the pastimes of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu, Jagannath Pandit was always in disagreement with the Lord like Satyabhama, whereas Gadadhar Pandit was always awed by the Lord's opulence and was therefore submissive to the Lord under all circumstances. Eklakya Paya Prabhu Koila Rasabas Shuni Panditera Chite Upajilatras. For this purpose, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu sometimes showed his apparent anger. Hearing of this anger inspired great fear in the heart of Gadadhar Pandit. Purve Jena Krishna Jari Parihas Koila Shuni Rukmini Ramane Trasa Upajila. Previously in Krishna-lila, when Lord Krishna joked with Rukmini Devi, she took his words seriously and fear awoke within her mind. Vallabha Bhatta hoy Vatsaya Upasana Vallabha Bhatta hoy Vatsaya Upasan Bal Gopal Mantrete ho Korana Sevan. Vallabha Bhatta was accustomed to worshipping the Lord as child Krishna, as Bal Gopal. Therefore, he had been initiated into the Bal Gopal mantra and was thus worshipping the Lord. Panditara Sanetara Mana Firigela Kishore Gopal Upasanai Manadila. In the association of Gadadhar Pandit, his mind was converted, and he dedicated his mind to worshipping Kishore Gopal, Krishna as a young boy. Panditaratai chahe mantrades chikite pandita kohe e karma nahi amahoite. Vallabha Bhatta wanted to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit, but Gadadhar Pandit refused, saying, "The work of acting as a spiritual master is not possible for me. Ami Paratantra Amar Prabhu Gorachandra Tara Agya Bina Ami Na Hoi Swatantra." I am completely dependent. My Lord is Gaurachandra, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. I cannot do anything independently without his order. Tumi Jay Amar Tai Gora Agaman Tahate Prabhu More Dena Allahan. My dear Vallabha Bhatta, your coming to me is not appreciated by Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Therefore, he sometimes speaks to chastise me. Emata Bhatter Kateka Dina Gela Sheshe Jadi Prabhu Tare Suprasana Hoila Niman Traner Dine Pandite Bolaila Swarup Jaganananda Govinde Pataila. Some days passed, and when Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu finally pleased with Vallabha Bhatta, accepted his invitation, the Lord sent Swarup Damodar, Jagannath Pandit, and Govinda to call for Gadadhar Pandit. Pate Panditere Swarup Kohane Bachan Parikite Prabhu Tomare Koila Upekan. On the way, Swarup Damodar said to Gadadhar Pandit, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu wanted to test you, therefore he neglected you. Tumi Keni Tarena Dila Olahan Bita Praya Hoya Kahe Korila Sahan. Why did you not retaliate by reproaching him? Why did you fearfully tolerate his criticism? Pandita Kohen Prabhu Swatantra Sarvagya Shiromani Tara Sane Hatakori Balo Nahimani. Gadadhar Pandit said, Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu is completely independent. He is the topmost omniscient personality. It would not look well for me to talk to him as if I were his equal. Jai kohe se sahi nija shire dori apane koribena kripa guna dosha bichari. I can tolerate whatever he says, bearing it upon on my head. I can tolerate whatever he says, bearing it upon my head. He will automatically be merciful to me after considering my faults and attributes. Etabole Pandita Prabhur Stani Rodana Korea Prabhur Chanane Padela. After saying this, Gadadhar Pandit went to Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu and fell down crying at the lotus feet of the Lord. Ishad Hashiya Prabhu Koila Alingan Sabare Shunaya Kohen Madhura Bachan. Smiling slightly, the Lord embraced him and spoke sweet words so that others would also hear. Amid Shalailun Toma Tumina Chalila Krode Kichuna Kohila Sakala Sahila. I wanted to agitate you, or I wanted to disturb you, the Lord said, but you did not become agitated. Indeed, you could not say anything in anger. Instead, you tolerated everything. Amara Bangite Tomar Mana Nachalila Sudrida Saralabhave Amare Kinila. Your mind was not disturbed by my tricks. Rather, you stayed fixed in your simplicity. In this way, you have purchased me. Panditera Bhava Mudra Kahana Jai Gadadhar Prana Nata Namahoila Jai. No one can describe the characteristics and ecstatic love of Gadadhar Pandit. Therefore, another name for Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu is Gadadhar Prananath, the life and soul of Gadadhar Pandit. Pandite Prabhur Prashara Kahanana Jai Gadaira Goranga Bole Jare Loke Gai. No one can say how merciful the Lord is to Gadadhar Pandit, but people know the Lord as Gadaira Goranga, the Lord Goranga of Gadadhar Pandit. Gadaira Goranga. Chaitanya Prabhu Lila Ke Bujite Pare Ek Lilaya Bahe Gangara Shata Shata Dare. No one can understand the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. They are like the Ganges, for hundreds and thousands of branches flow from even one of his activities. Panditera Sojanya Brahmanjata Gun Drida Prema Mudra Loke Korila Kyapan. Gadadhar Pandit is celebrated all over the world for his gentle behavior, his Brahminical attributes, and his steady love for Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Abhiman Panka Dunya Bhattere Shodila Se Dwara Arasab Loke Shikaila. The Lord purified Vallabha Bhatta by cleansing him of the mud of false pride. By such activities, the Lord also instructed others. Antare Anugraha Baye Upekara Prai Bayarta Je Loya Se Nashajai. Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu was actually always merciful within his heart, but he was sometimes externally negligent of his devotees. We should not be preoccupied with his external feature, however, for if we do so, we shall be vanquished. Nigura Chaitanya-lila Bujite Gora Shakti Se Buje Gora Chandre Jara Drida Bhakti. The pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu are very deep. Who can understand them? Only one who has firm, deep devotion to his lotus feet can understand these pastimes. Dinantare Pandita Koila Prabhur Nimantran Prabhu Tahan Bika Koila Loya Nijagan. Another day, Gadadhar Pandit invited Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu to dinner. The Lord took prasadam at his home with his personal associates. Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur comments that Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu acted as a very merciful well-wisher toward Vallabha Bhatta by externally neglecting him in many ways to purify him of his false pride in being a learned scholar. The Lord neglected Gadadhar Pandit for a few days because of his associating with Vallabha Bhatta. Actually, he was not at all displeased with Gadadhar Pandit. Indeed, because Gadadhar Pandit is the personal potency of Lord Chaitanya Mahprabhu, there is no chance of the Lord's being dissatisfied with him. However, a person who is too much attracted to externals cannot understand the deep meaning of these doings of Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. If one therefore becomes disrespectful to Gadadhar Pandit, he will surely be vanquished. Tahai Vallabha Bhatta Prabhur Agyaloila Pandita Tai Purba Pratartita Sabha Siddhi Hoila. There Vallabha Bhatta took permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahprabhu, and his desire to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit was thus fulfilled. It says, another day Gadadhar Pandit invited Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu to dinner. The Lord took prasadam at his home with his personal associates. There, Vallabha Bhatta took permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahprabhu, and his desire to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit was thus fulfilled. Dinantare Pandit Koila Prabhura Nimantran Prabhu Tahan Bika Koila Loya Nijagan. Tahai Vallabha Bhatta Prabhur Agya Loila Pandita Tai Purva Prartita Sabsiddhi Hoila. Another day, Gadadhar Pandit invited Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu to dinner. The Lord took prasadam at his home with his personal associates. There, Vallabha Bhatta took permission from Lord Chaitanya Mahprabhu, and his desire to be initiated by Gadadhar Pandit was thus fulfilled. Eta Kohilun Vallabha Bhatter Milan Tahara Shravane Pai Gora Premadan. I have thus explained the Lord's meeting with Vallabha Bhatta. By hearing of this incident, one can achieve the treasure of love for Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Sri Rupa Raghunath Parijara As Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Sri Rupa and Sri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya-lila's 7th chapter, describing the meeting of Vallabha Bhatta with Sri Chaitanya Mahprabhu. Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Hariharaya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Jaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Gopa Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Gadadhar Seva Sadi Gora Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunath H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan Jaoite Vignana Shabishta Puran Jaoite Vignana Shabishta Puran H.I. Gosai Jar Muitaradas H.I. Gosai Jar Muitaradas Kasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagas Kasavar Pada Renu Mora Panchagas Kader Chanana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Kader Chanana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas Janame More Ambilas Janame More Ambilas H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas H.I. Gosai Jabe Braje Koilabas Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Koriyan Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naratamudas Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo. Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Jo Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Nehriya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Paravajakacharya Ashtatara Sada Shri Srimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga ki jai, Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath, Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath, Shad Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Premsi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi, Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Jai Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwavarenya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupad ki jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai, Shri Navadip Dham ki jai, Shri Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Koladvip ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai, Ganga Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Govardhan Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Jo ki jai, Shri Purushottam Madam ki jai, Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jo ki jai, Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya Shri Nrsingadev ki jai, Bhakta Prabhara Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.